If you're watching this in December, it's very likely that Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is already at number 1 on various record charts or on its way to the top position. But how did we get here? In 1993, Mariah released her third studio album, Music Box, which spawned several successful singles, including Dream Lover, Hero, Without You, and Endless Love. Her next album, Daydream, also was a success and included several chart-topping hits, including Fantasy, One Sweet Day, and Always Be My Baby. But in between these two albums, she released her career-defining Christmas album. The album is simply titled Merry Christmas. Nowadays, having a Christmas record to your name is pretty much a must, everybody's doing it. But during the 90s, having a Christmas record was not really something popular artists did. Instead, it was something that artists that used to be popular did, just so they'd have a boost in their sales for at least 1 month a year. So Mariah's decision to release a Christmas album at the height of her popularity was a pretty big deal. When All I Want for Christmas Is You was released as a single in 1994, it didn't have initially a physical release in the United States. It wasn't released on CDs or cassettes or any other format. It was only sent to radios, and the only way to get it was to buy the Merry Christmas album. Back then, according to the rules of the Billboard charts, only songs released on a physical format could chart on the Hot 100. This means the song couldn't really shine back in the day in the US, although it was released in some other countries where it did enjoy success. It is very possible that the record company chose not to release the song as a single, simply not to mess with Mariah's string of hits. Before All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah had released 13 songs in the US, and 12 of them had been top 10 hits, and 8 of them topping the chart. This meant that in only 4 years of career, she was already close to Madonna and Whitney Houston in terms of total number 1 hits for female artists. But releasing a single with a Christmas theme was seen as being rather risky. The record company may or may not have a point, since the song did reach number 12 on the airplay chart. Would have the song reached the top 10 had it had a physical release on the Hot 100? It's all pure speculation at this point. But the important question is, why hasn't the song been forgotten like almost all of the other modern Christmas songs? The secret seems to lie in its composition. Musically, the song has a modern sound, at least by 1990s standards, but it also has a throwback quality to it, as it's also influenced by popular Christmas songs of the 50s and of the 60s. This gives the song a special, timeless appeal. At the same time, while the lyrics are clearly Christmassy, mentioning Santa Claus and reindeers, they're not actually about Santa Claus or reindeers, or not even about Rudolph. They're about somebody. The song focuses on the idea of being with somebody at Christmas, and that somebody is never actually mentioned. We don't know who that somebody is. All we know is you. That you can be any person, any gender. It can be a relative, a friend, a lover, a husband, a wife, a child, a mother, a grandmother, basically anybody dear. At the point, she does use the word baby, but that can be seen as a replacement for the lover or the friend or whoever she is singing about. So basically, when you listen to the song, you're imagining the person you would like to spend Christmas with. Since you don't really have an indication about who Mariah is singing about, you make the song your own to fit your own needs and expectations. You apply it to your own situation. This, of course, only adds to its appeal. The late 2010s and early 2020s saw a revival of the 90s with full-on nostalgia, so it only made sense from a cultural point of view for the song to make a comeback, although it never truly left, did it? Of course, the song was never truly forgotten, as it was covered by plenty of other artists. The song was also used in the movie Love Actually, which is a Christmas classic, and many people have annual viewings of it. So basically, the song managed to find its place in pop culture from the very beginning almost. This all may sound very effortless, but actually a lot of work has gone into this. The composition may sound simple to us at first glance, but it's actually more complex than you'd assume. The song charted for the first time on the Hot 100 in the year 2000, when it reached number 83, thanks to some changes in chart rules. In the early 2010s, the rules were changed again, and this allowed the song to return every year since then. Thanks to these rules, an old song that is popular enough to warrant a place in the top 50 can now return on the Hot 100. This is also why when an artist passes away, like it happened with Whitney or Prince, their old songs can return to the Billboard Top 10 even. And Mariah, props to her, she did her part to make sure the song gets to number 1. In the early 2010s, she released a super festive edition of the song, a magical Christmas mix version, a duet with Justin Bieber. 2019 marked the 25th anniversary of the Merry Christmas album, so she re-released the album with bonus tracks and remixes. She released a new official video with unseen footage. She filmed a new music video for the song. She also released 2 live performances from the mid-90s, which weren't previously commercially available. Basically, she pushed the song like there was no tomorrow. She also released Christmas specials in 2010, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2020, and 2022. She also released a children's book. She released an animated movie based on the song. She did everything she could basically to make sure that the song would get the attention it rightfully deserves. So after the song reached number 3 in 2018, in 2019, for the first time, after only 25 years, the song reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. With this, Mariah achieved her 19th chart topper in the US. Only the Beatles have more. She also established other chart records with the song, such as the longest climb to number 1 for any song ever, breaking the record previously held by Macarena. And she is the only artist to have a number 1 in 4 separate decades, in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. So, the song is relatable. It has a timeless quality to it. To each we add the fact that Mariah really pushed the song every year. All of this paid off immensely and gave us a Christmas classic, a modern Christmas classic. What is your opinion? Why do you think the song has endured over the years? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Merry Christmas.